In a world where every notification sends our heart racing, where the pace of life can feel overwhelming, and where our anxieties often control us, what if I told you the answer to our modern chaos lies over 2,000 years in the past? Meet the Stoics, thinkers from ancient Greece and Rome, whose timeless wisdom might just be the antidote to our own 21st century struggles. In the next few minutes, we'll journey back in time to uncover the core teachings of Stoicism, and more importantly, discover how they can be a guiding light in our own tech-driven, fast-paced world. Welcome to Innoverse TV, where mind meets spirit and debate becomes enlightenment. Historical background of Stoicism. First, let's step back in time. Imagine walking through the bustling streets of ancient Athens. In a corner not far from where Socrates once stood, a ship merchant named Zeno from Citium found himself in a very unexpected situation. Zeno, originally a wealthy merchant, had reportedly lost everything after being shipwrecked and landing in Athens around 300 BCE. While in Athens, he chanced upon a bookstore and began reading Xenophon's Memorabilia, a book about the life and ideas of Socrates. This reading experience had a profound impact on Zeno, and he was so impressed with Socratic thought that he inquired about where to find such men. The bookseller pointed him to the Cynic philosopher Crates. Zeno then began studying under Crates and eventually other philosophers as well, absorbing ideas from Cynicism, Megarian logic, and more. Over time, Zeno formulated his own philosophical system, which we know today as Stoicism. While Zeno was influenced by Socratic teachings, it's important to note that Socrates did not write about Stoicism per se. Stoicism as a formal school of thought did not exist until Zeno. Socrates himself left no writings. What we know of his teachings comes from his students, primarily Plato, the philosopher, and Xenophon, the Greek military leader, philosopher, and historian. But Zeno's encounter with Socratic ideas through Xenophon's book was the catalyst that led him into the world of philosophy and subsequently to establish the Stoic school. As Stoicism flowed from Greece to Rome, it found a new voice. Seneca, the statesman, the playwright, and advisor to emperors. By Seneca's time, Stoicism had already been established and popularized in ancient Rome. Earlier Stoic philosophers, including Panaetius and Posidonius, had paved the way for Stoicism's integration into Roman intellectual circles, which Seneca was very much a part of. Seneca epitomized the Stoic ideal. In his writings, he tackled issues of mortality, wealth, and power. Through his turbulent political career, especially his complex relationship with Emperor Nero, he highlighted the importance of Stoic virtues in his own life. His essays, letters, particularly Letters to Lucilius, and tragedies are imbued with Stoic principles, offering guidance on how to maintain one's integrity and inner tranquility despite life's external challenges. Seneca reminds us that true wealth isn't gold, but virtue. His writings and life trajectory make it clear that he deeply embraced and greatly expanded upon Stoic philosophy. Now let's move from the rich and dramatic life of Seneca to the wisdom-filled reign of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king. Marcus penned his thoughts in his personal notebook, widely known as Meditations, during his many military campaigns. His writings provide a window into Stoic resilience, urging us once again to seek tranquility amidst chaos. As emperor of the Roman people from 161 to 180 AD, Marcus Aurelius lived through challenging times, including wars, a devastating plague, political conspiracies, and much more. Through Meditations, we see how he applied Stoic principles to navigate these challenges, providing a practical demonstration of Stoicism in action. Consistent with Stoic teachings, Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the importance of inner virtue over external events. He believed that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control our reactions, ensuring that our actions remain just and our character uncorrupted. One of the recurring themes in the Meditations is the transitory nature of life. Marcus often reminded himself of the impermanence of everything, urging the cultivation of humility the acceptance of death, and the focus on living in accordance with nature. Marcus Aurelius provided Stoicism with a unique form of legitimacy and prominence. His position as both a political leader and a Stoic philosopher has made him a compelling figure in the history of Stoicism, helping to draw attention to the philosophy even centuries later. Whilst Marcus Aurelius did not introduce any new doctrines to Stoicism, it was his personal reflections, captured in the Meditations, that provided a deeply human and practical perspective on Stoic philosophy. His struggles and attempts to apply Stoic principles amidst the challenges of his reign offer invaluable insights into the lived experience of Stoicism, making his influence both enduring and profound. Now let's move from the battlefield to the classroom and meet Epictetus, the man that was once a Roman slave, who became a beacon of Stoic teachings. Having been born into slavery, Epictetus had a unique perspective on freedom. He believed that true freedom came from within, that external circumstances couldn't enslave a person's mind. This emphasis on inner freedom and resilience, regardless of external conditions, is a fundamental hallmark of his teachings. Epictetus took the theoretical aspects of Stoicism and turned them into a practical philosophy for everyday living. He emphasized personal responsibility, the acceptance of fate, and the pursuit of inner freedom, thereby shaping the way Stoicism was practiced and understood in his time and for centuries to come. He believed that philosophy wasn't just an academic exercise, but a way of life, emphasizing the practical application of Stoic principles and urging his students to practice them daily. Though Epictetus wrote nothing himself, his teachings were recorded by his student Arrian in the Discourses and the Enchiridion, or Handbook. The Enchiridion remains one of the most widely read introductions to Stoic philosophy, providing concise and practical guidance on Stoic practice. At its heart, Stoicism isn't just about acceptance, it's about understanding our place in the universe, recognizing what we can and cannot control, and striving for virtue above all else. But how did these ancient figures with their chariots and scrolls lay down principles that still resonate with our smartphones and skyscrapers? Let's dive deeper and look at some of the core tenets of Stoicism. First is the dichotomy of control, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. It's the idea that some things are up to us, while others are not. The Stoics believed that recognizing this division is the key to tranquility. Our own beliefs, decisions, actions, these are in our realm. But external events, the opinions of others, the inevitable march of time, they are beyond our grasp. It's like trying to hold water in our hands. The more we grip, the more it slips away. But when we accept its nature, we can use it, even savor it. In real life, it means focusing less on the outcome, which we often can't control, and more on our efforts and intentions, which we can. Epictetus said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Imagine the peace that comes from truly embracing this. So here's a challenge for you. Today, notice when you feel frustrated or anxious. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, can you let it be and redirect your focus? The dichotomy of control is a simple idea that is thousands of years old, yet it is still profoundly transformative. In accepting what we can't change, we find freedom. And in focusing on what we can influence, we find power. Now let's take a look at virtue as the sole good. In a world obsessed with possessions, status, and fleeting moments of fame, what truly defines a meaningful life? The Stoic philosophers proposed a radical idea that virtue, our moral character, is the only true good. Imagine being a tree. External goods are like the leaves, seasonal and transient, but virtue, that's the deep-rooted core, unshakable and ever-present. For Stoics, while riches, status, and comfort can be preferred, they are not inherently good. What's good is how we act, how we respond, and who we become. Stoics divided virtue into 4 categories, namely justice, the commitment to align our actions and decisions with fairness, righteousness, and for the common good of society. Next, we have courage, the inner strength to face adversity and maintain our principles and moral values. It's the willingness to confront fear and discomfort in the pursuit of what is just and virtuous, even when the outcome is uncertain. Stoic courage is grounded in wisdom, rationality, and a commitment to doing what is right despite external challenges. Temperance is the practice of moderation and self-control in one's desires, pleasures, and actions. It involves resisting excessive or irrational impulses and maintaining a balanced, rational approach to life. It is through wisdom, self-control, and courage that one can conquer destructive emotions such as the desire for fame, lust, fear, distress, and delight to become a fair and unbiased thinker. Temperance allows a person to find contentment and inner harmony by avoiding extremes and living in accordance with reason and virtue. And lastly, wisdom, the capacity to discern what is truly valuable and in accordance with nature. It involves rational judgment, the ability to distinguish between what is within our control and what isn't, and the pursuit of knowledge that leads to virtuous living. In Stoicism, wisdom is the foundation upon which all other virtues are built. Stoics believed we should strive to do the right thing, letting these virtues guide us. In life, it means seeking understanding rather than judgment, prioritizing compassion over indifference, or choosing honesty even when lying is easier. History has celebrated and immortalized figures not for their wealth, luxurious lifestyle, or status, but for their indomitable spirit, moral integrity, and virtuous actions. So pause and reflect. What virtues resonate with you? Temperance, courage, wisdom, justice? How can you live them out? Not just in grand gestures, but in your daily deeds. Virtue as the sole good is a timeless call to rise above fleeting desires and anchor our lives in the profound depths of moral character. In doing so, we find not just happiness, but purpose. There's a rhythm to life, an inherent flow. But what happens when we resist the current instead of embracing it? The ancient Stoics had a profound insight on this called amor fati, love your fate. They believed in accepting, even embracing, the natural course of events. For the Stoic, life is like the ocean. We can learn to ride its waves with skill and grace, or we can futilely fight against its power, often to our detriment. But acceptance of fate doesn't mean inaction. It means understanding what's in our hands and letting go of the rest, whether it's unexpected delays, unforeseen challenges, or the great mysteries of life and death. Marcus Aurelius said, "Accept whatever comes to you, woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" It's in acceptance that we find freedom and peace. Today, notice moments of resistance in your day. What if, instead of pushing back, you leaned in, listened, and flowed with the tide of fate? The acceptance of fate is a call to align with the universe. But how do these ancient principles integrate into our own modern lives? Let's dive deeper and look at some practical Stoic exercises for modern life. In a world where more often seems better, where do we draw the line between need and excess? For our first stop, let's talk about embracing minimalism and reducing overconsumption. While the term minimalism, as we understand it today, wasn't used by the ancient Stoics, many of its teachings resonate deeply with minimalist principles. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Minimalism is not just a design aesthetic, it's a lifestyle, a philosophy, echoing those Stoic teachings. To blend Stoicism and minimalism first, we must start by evaluating our own needs versus wants, practicing gratitude for what we already have, spending mindfully, and valuing quality over sheer quantity. Stoics fervently believed in the virtue of simplicity, focusing on internal values rather than external possessions. They'd ask, does this possession own me, or do I own it? They would consider if the desire for the item comes from a rational thought or a fleeting emotion. So take a moment to look around and ask yourself, what truly adds value to your life? What might be weighing you down? Remember, the richest life isn't measured by what you have, but by what you cherish. This minimalist approach involves decluttering and letting go of excess. This can be a material decluttering, like cleaning out a closet, or mental, like reducing commitments or digital distractions. Minimalism isn't about having less, but about making room for more. More time, more peace, more meaningful moments. By embracing Stoic principles in a world of overconsumption, we can find joy in the present, contentment in simplicity, and make intentional choices that enrich our lives. Seneca said, "Until we have begun to go without them, we fail to realize how unnecessary many things are. We've been using them not because we needed them, but because we had them." Whilst this quote may not speak to minimalism directly by name, the spirit of the Stoic philosophy aligns seamlessly with minimalist values. So it is worth regularly reflecting on what truly brings you value and happiness. For our next stop, let's take a look at how we can build resilience against the 24/7 news cycle and social media comparison. In today's digital age, we're bombarded every second with news from afar, whether that's environmental concerns, economic fluctuations, or politics. The 24/7 news cycle can be overwhelming. It's a tidal wave as stories from every corner of the globe flood our minds, often leaving us anxious and overwhelmed. Amidst this constant flood of information, how do we find our anchor? While Stoics valued being informed, they also emphasized inner tranquility, inner peace over external chaos. They would advise you to distill. Not every piece of news deserves your energy or emotion. Stoicism teaches us discernment, the ability to focus on what truly matters and relinquish the rest. So ask yourself, can I influence this global event? Often the answer is no. From the Stoic approach, focus on actions within your realm and accept the rest with equanimity. Around the globe, political landscapes shift like quicksand. Divides seem to grow, dialogue diminishes, and many feel lost in the fray. But remember, challenges also breed resilience, innovation, and unity. So, reflect for a moment. Amidst the chaos, where do you find peace? How can you be a beacon of change, however small, in this vast, intricate tapestry of modern life? Then there's the modern Colosseum, social media, a place where we're both the gladiator and the spectator, constantly comparing our behind the scenes to someone's center stage. 2,000 years ago, Stoics couldn't imagine a world where every moment brings a new headline, a new trend, a new standard to measure against. To the Stoic, authentic value isn't in fleeting digital approval, but in one's virtues, one's character, and one's actions. Ask yourself, are you seeking validation or genuine connection? In chasing online validation, it is easy to lose touch with our authentic selves. So why envy another's highlight reel when you can cherish your own authentic journey? Stoics knew the difference between the fleeting and the eternal. A post, a trend, a viral moment, they're balloons, temporary and fragile. Your essence, your character, your growth, they're the timeless tree, rooted and resilient. So strengthen your resilience. Dedicate specific times for news or social platforms. Engage deeply, not broadly. Prioritize genuine engagement over passive scrolling. Cultivate offline moments, and always prioritize your own mental well-being. Building resilience in the digital age is about intentional engagement, so root yourself in your own unique authenticity. Discern what truly deserves your attention and craft a life not of reaction, but of purposeful and meaningful action. Lastly, let's talk about the modern workplace, a hub of innovation, collaboration, and for many, a crucible of stress. Can ancient Stoic wisdom provide a way forward? As we've previously discussed, at the heart of Stoicism lies a powerful principle, the dichotomy of control. In essence, some things are up to us, others are not. Workplace stress often arises from feeling out of control, from daunting tasks to shifting team dynamics. Here's where Stoicism shines. Can you control a sudden project change? No. But your response, your attitude, your approach? Absolutely. So, breathe before reacting. Pause, ground yourself, and sometimes stepping away for a moment can bring the clarity you need. Establish boundaries. It's not about working harder, but smarter. Perhaps you need to set boundaries based on what you can manage. If you are feeling overwhelmed with work, you can't control how much is assigned to you, but you can communicate your capacity, prioritize tasks, and request support or extensions if needed. Then there's colleague tensions, differing opinions. They're inevitable. First and foremost, understand that you can't control other people's actions, opinions, decisions made by higher-ups, market conditions, and many other variables. But remember the Stoic way. You can control your actions, reactions, and intentions, so seek understanding over confrontation. And when the weight feels heavy, zoom out. Today's crisis might be tomorrow's afterthought. Remember, resilience is built one challenge at a time. In the bustling maze of the modern workplace, the Stoics' dichotomy of control is your compass. By discerning what's within your control and letting go of the rest, you pave the way for more balance, more harmony, internal peace, less stress, and genuine success. Stoicism offers a rich tapestry of wisdom, but like all philosophies, it's essential to consider its scope and weaknesses, especially in our rapidly ever-evolving world. So, let's take a quick look at some of these critiques and limitations. While Stoicism provides guidance on inner tranquility and personal resilience, it was crafted in a world quite different from ours. As such, there are aspects of our modern life, from technology's influence to global interconnectedness, that Stoicism may not directly address. One common critique is the potential misinterpretation of Stoic teachings. While Stoics advocate for emotional mastery, it's vital to differentiate between understanding our emotions and suppressing them. Overemphasis on self-reliance or suppressing emotions can lead to internal turmoil, neglecting the human need for connection and expression. Another dimension of Stoicism is the acceptance of fate, understanding what's within our control and what's not. But there is a fine line. In our modern era, where advocating for societal change is paramount, how do we balance Stoic acceptance of fate with the imperative to challenge and reshape societal norms for the greater good of all? The answer lies in balance, embracing Stoic wisdom for personal growth while adapting its principles in alignment with contemporary needs and societal challenges. For example, imagine an individual deeply influenced by Stoicism working in the field of education. Recognizing the societal importance of equal access to quality education, this person decides to advocate for educational equity in their community. This individual, driven by a sense of justice, works towards ensuring that all students, regardless of socioeconomic background, have equal opportunities to access quality education. The individual sees advocating for educational equity as a way of fulfilling their obligation, their duty to the broader community and future generations. As you can see, by integrating Stoic principles of justice and duty into their advocacy for educational equity, this individual contributes to positive societal change, aligning personal growth with a commitment to the well-being of the whole community. Stoicism, in its essence, is a guide, a compass handed down through millennia. Yet, as with all guides, it's up to us to navigate, to adapt, and to chart our own course in the vast ocean of existence. So as our journey through the rich tapestry of Stoicism concludes, we're left to ponder, why do these ancient teachings still resonate in our modern hearts? From the bustling streets of ancient Rome to our digital age's vast interconnectedness, Stoic teachings persist. Why? Because they touch upon universal human experiences, our desires, challenges, hopes, and fears. They provide a compass, guiding us towards inner tranquility amidst external chaos. Yet our exploration today is but a glimpse. Stoicism, in its depth, beckons each of us to delve deeper, to immerse ourselves in its wisdom, to question, reflect, and to grow. So, as we stand at this crossroad of ancient wisdom and modern challenges, the invitation is clear. Let Stoicism be your guide. Explore its teachings further, apply its principles in your daily life, and embark on a transformative journey towards a more purposeful, resilient, and contented self. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoicism and its profound insights for modern living. If you found value in today's content, please give it a thumbs up. We'd love to hear your thoughts, experiences, or questions about Stoicism, so please leave a comment below. We'll be making more videos on helping you become a modern Stoic, and if you believe others can benefit from these timeless teachings, consider sharing this video with friends and family. Remember, the wisdom of the Stoics is meant to be lived and shared. Until next time, stay grounded and let's continue this journey towards wisdom together. If you like this video, do look out for our next delve into Stoicism right here. Thank you for watching.